Good day, my dear grade 11 students. So how are you today? I'm hoping that all of you are doing fine and safe at home. So for now, we're going to discuss about finding the mean and the variance of the sampling distribution of the sample means. The mean and the variance of the sampling distribution of the means can be found by using formulas for the mean and the variance of probability distribution. Okay, let us have some examples. So let us have a population consists of 5 values such that we have 2 pesos, 3 pesos, 4 pesos, 5 pesos, and 6 pesos. A sample of size 2 is to be taken from this population. Let us compute for the mean of the population, compute for the mean of the sampling distribution of the sample means, and then let us compare for the mean of the population and the mean of the sampling distribution of the sample means. Okay, class, let us compute for the mean of the population wherein we are going to use the formula, the summation of our x all over the n or the total number of your given. So your given here is 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 plus 6 all over. So of course our n is 5. And then of course what do you do next? So you are going to add 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 plus 6, that is equivalent into 20. Then of course you are going to divide this by 5. So therefore the mean is equivalent into 4. Okay, class, after we have computed for the mean of the population, let us have the second step, or we are going to have the number of all possible samples of size 2, wherein we have 10. So the table here shows the list of all possible samples with their corresponding means. And then, of course, the sampling distribution of the sample means is given using this given table. So to compute the mean of the sampling distribution of the means, we need to follow this step. Step 1, we need to multiply our x by the p of x as shown in this video. And then of course in step 2, the mean of the sampling distribution of the sample means is found using this given formula. And then of course when we are going to compare, we're going to compare the population mean and of course the mean of the sampling distribution of the sample means. After that, class, let us compute for the variance and the standard deviation of the population. Then, of course, we need to compute the variance and the standard deviation of the sampling distribution of the sample means. And then, of course, we need to compare the variance of our population and then, of course, the variance of our sampling distribution of the sample means. So, to compute the variance and standard deviation of the population, we need to proceed or make a 2-column table wherein the first column is for the value of your x and for the second column is for the value of the square of your x. And then of course, the variance is computed using the given formula. So, using our table, as you would notice, we are going to have here the value of the summation of our x squared such that we have 90 all over 5. Since our given x is 5, or we have here to subtract by the summation of your x all over m quantity squared. So you have 90 over 5 minus the quantity of 20 over 5 quantity squared. So you have here equivalent into 2. So that would be our variance. And then of course, the standard deviation is computed using the given formula. So just get the square root. So therefore, our standard deviation is 1.41. And then, to compute for the variance and the standard deviation of the sampling distribution of the sample means, we use as the formulas for the variance and the standard deviation of the probability distribution. So, these are the given formula that we are going to use. And then, class, let us have the 3-column table, wherein the first column is for the value of your x, then the second column is for the value of your p of x, and the third column is for the product between the square of your x and the p of x. So as you would notice, the value of our x here, or the mean, is 2.5, 3.0, 3.5, 4.0, 4.5, 5.0, and 5.5. And then of course, the probability of our mean is 1 over 10, 1 over 10, 1 over 5, 1 over 5, 1 over 5, 1 over 10, 1 over 10. And then if you are going to find for the product, so we have here now 0.625, 0.9, 2.450, 3.200, 4.050, 2.5, 3.025, and then if we are going to get for the summation, we have 16.75. And if we are going to find for the variance of the sampling distribution of the sample means, so we are going to use this formula, and then this come up into 16.75 minus, so we have here 4 quantity squared. So you have here 0.75. And then, of course, for the standard deviation, get the square root. So we have here 0.86. Thus, of course, the variance of our sampling distribution of the sample means is 0.75, and the standard deviation of our sampling distribution of the sample means is 0.87. And there's the last step is you're going to form the histogram. Okay, class, so if you do have questions regarding this matter or regarding this topic, please do not hesitate to ask your teachers. Again, thank you for listening.